What is up, guys? My name is Pocketcraft, and welcome back to the Minecraft Pocket Edition Survival Guide. Today's episode is all about animals. We're going to go through every single animal in Minecraft and talk about how to breed them and tame them for those of them that can be tamed. Also, I have no idea what's going on. For some reason, the fox was just jumping up into the air. I don't know if that's a glitch or something. I've never seen that happen, but that was interesting. I don't think it's something with the skeleton horse, maybe, but I'm not sure. We'll start off with the really simple ones, the basic ones you've probably all bred. I'll get them out of the way really quickly. There's chickens, of course, which chickens you can breed with any type of seed, and they'll breed just like that. And then coming over to pigs, pigs can either be bred with potatoes, carrots, or beetroot. I'll just use potatoes here, but that's how you breed pigs. Coming over here to cows, cows can be bred with wheat, and so, I accidentally rode a mule. But cows can be bred with wheat, so you just feed them wheat, and it works like that. And then sheep can be bred with wheat as well. I don't have any sheep around here because they're all on my sheep farm, but sheep are the same as cows. Coming over here, foxes are a little bit tricky because they're scared of you. They're similar to cats in that way, and so you got to be a little bit careful. It makes it a little bit more difficult that I have the horse in here, but if you can manage to feed them both sweet berries, which if you sit still long enough, they'll come towards you, as you can see. And if you move around like that, they're going to get upset, and so it's a little bit hard to time it. But once you feed two wild foxes, and they'll breed and have a baby, and the younger foxes that you've bred are kind of tamed. And so it's a little bit interesting because it's not like certain animals that are a little bit different, like cats and dogs, right? You tame them and then they'll follow you around. Foxes aren't like that. But baby foxes that you've bred will not run away from you like the adult foxes will. So they're a little bit easier to deal with. And if you remember back to my automatic sweet berry farm, that's what we used. Now coming over here to dogs, I'll make these guys stand really quickly. But dogs can be bred with a couple things, actually, I believe. You can actually breed dogs with any type of meat. And I believe you can breed them with actually using... I don't know why this guy does not seem to be getting the hearts around him when the other one did. It's a little bit weird, but there we go. So dogs can be bred with any type of meat. Bones might work too. I can't remember for sure. And then rotten flesh, I think, actually works as well. So there's a couple options with them. Now we'll go over to the stable really quickly to talk about horses and llamas. Horses can be bred using golden carrots or golden apples. And then while they're breeding, we'll go over to the llamas. But actually, we should probably talk a little bit. When you breed horses, it kind of gets a combination of the two horses' characteristics as well as a random third horse. And so it's really hard to work on breeding like a special horse, but you can try. It's definitely a big project to undertake, but it'd be something cool to do. And then llamas can be bred using hay bales. And I believe cats spawn in villages, and they can be bred and tamed with fish. And now they're very similar to foxes in that you have to kind of lure them over, and sometimes it'll take more than one fish, but we're lucky there it only took one. And then you can breed two cats in the same way, and just like a dog, this cat has already been... oh, this one I thought was mine, but apparently maybe it's not. Sometimes it takes a couple fish for them to breed, so I actually ran out of fish, but if you keep doing that, they will breed eventually. And the breeding process is similar to dogs, where when they breed, you actually, the one that is bred, the child, will be tamed. Just like, I think I still actually have the dog that was tamed over here, yeah. Even when they're a little puppy or a kitten, they'll be tamed and follow your orders as well and follow you around, which is awesome. But let's move on to some of the animals that are a little bit farther afield that you may not have seen as much of. Actually, before we go, an important fact about cats and dogs, if you don't know them yet. So if you have them sit, they'll just stay wherever you have them sitting. But if you have them stand, they will follow you around wherever you go, and they'll even teleport. And then sometimes if you go with Elytra or if you go with Elytra, I think is probably the only way. Sometimes they don't really follow you when you do that. I'm not sure if they do sometimes. I've found in my experience they usually don't, but maybe they do sometimes. And then cats also have a weird habit. When they go by chests or beds, sometimes they'll just sit on them. Like, I didn't tell this cat to sit. It just did it of its own free will. And so sometimes that happens. But let's get over to some of the animals you might not have seen yet. So next up we have sea turtles. Sea turtles can be found pretty much anywhere near oceans. It is certain biomes, but if you go looking around in sand near oceans, you'll probably find some swimming around in the ocean. and they can be bred using seagrass. To get seagrass, you need to use shears on these little things of grass that are just growing up on the ocean floor. And so you use it like that, and then you come over to the turtle. And turtles actually are pretty interesting with how they breed. So I have two that I've trapped in here a while back, just haven't done anything with yet. And so let me find them. There's one there and one there. So if you come over to him with your seagrass, and he appears to not really like being trapped in here, but if you feed him, you got to go a little bit quick because these guys are really slow, and feed the other one. They should come together. And so they're naturally passive creatures, so you don't need to tame them or anything, and they're not going to follow you around. And these guys are kind of glitching out. I think it's just because I put this in a really confined space, which they probably don't like. So I think I just need to open up some room for them. But basically, they will come together eventually here, and they'll start breeding. I think I somehow got this guy trapped, but they'll start breeding, and when they breed, what they do is they go up onto land, and they'll dig around and put a little egg here. And those guys are glitching out, but I promise it works. That's how you do it. And then when they have these little eggs here, you have to defend them because zombies will try and break them. If you have it lit up, it'll probably be fine. And you just leave the egg there. Eventually, the egg will hatch into a baby little turtle, and it'll pop a shoot out, which can be used to make a turtle shell helmet, which can also be used in potions and things like that, which is pretty cool. And then you can actually break those little turtle eggs with a silk touch pickaxe, nothing else but silk touch. And that way is an easy way to transport turtles somewhere else because you can just get 2 turtle eggs, hatch them somewhere else, and start up a colony closer to your base. And so that's how you do that, but now let's move on to a different animal. Now, talking about jungle animals, ocelots are pretty much the same as cats, except they don't follow you around like you can get cats to. Oops, I scared them away on accident. But it's the same kind of thing where you just got to sit there, get them to come up. You breed them with fish, and you can breed baby ocelots. And the main benefit of ocelots and cats, both in general, is that they scare creepers away. So you can use them in creeper farms. And also, I like to use them when I'm AFK because I can scare them away. So you can do that, and normally you'd need 2 of them, and you could breed them. Unfortunately, there isn't a second one around here that I see, so we'd have to do it later. But parrots, on the other hand, can be tamed, and they actually follow you around like pets, and they do that with seeds. And then you could also breed them with... Actually, I don't think you can breed parrots. You probably can. I'm not entirely sure if you can breed parrots. I don't think you can because it doesn't appear to let me breed them. Polar bears cannot be bred, and sometimes parrots will go on your shoulder. That's another fun thing about them. So when you've got 2, they just kind of sit on you like this, which is pretty fun to look at. That's always a fun feature about parrots. Then there's one more jungle animal that's really rare. You only find it in the bamboo forests. So I haven't seen one around here. They're in the Flamingo Craft series that I made a long time ago. It was my first kind of thing on YouTube, and definitely not my best work, but there were a lot of pandas in there. They can be bred with bamboo, and they're a really fun animal. There's a couple other rare animals we haven't seen. I think the only one's really mushrooms, which are just bred the same way as cows with wheat. And mushrooms can be found on Mushroom Islands. I'll have to try and find them at some point in this series, but for now, we're not really there yet. But mushrooms are bred with wheat, like I said. Then the last thing we need to talk about is this video is currently made in 1.16 because I made all these videos a long time ago because right now when you guys are watching this, I'm actually on my mission right now doing a thing, and I'll be gone for quite a while. And so about a year and a half or so. And so this video was made in May of 2021. And so at that point, 1.17 hadn't dropped yet. But when you're watching this, 1.17 is probably dropped. And so in 1.17, they're going to bring in ocelots as well as mountain goats. And so those are probably bred a certain way, I'm sure. They might not, but they also might. And I don't really know. And so you'll have to look that one up. You should just be able to do a quick Google search, see if you can breed them and what you need to breed them with. But that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in that next video.